welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're talking about top 4 and bottom 4 the tins you should stock or shouldn't stock in your pantry. And we're solely, guys, basing this on the nutritional value. If you follow the channel, you know me, I always encourage the huge diversity in your pantry. I always suggest to stock as many options as possible to make sure that you and your family can eat healthily and adventurously during what could be some tough times. However, this is solely concentrating on the guys that might not want to kind of stock the huge array of tins, but just want to know which one's the best and the worst to have. I myself stock all of those items in my pantry, hence they're here. However, if I had to divide them and amongst many other of the ones that I have, this will be my top 4 and this will be my bottom 4, and I'll explain the reason why. Without further ado, let's proceed, guys. So, the first ones we have is beans and legumes of every single kind, and I strongly suggest, guys, this is a number 1 preppers items. We know beans and rice, but in this instance we're talking about tinned beans are absolutely must have for the pantry. They offer huge amount of fiber, huge amount of protein. They do have some vitamins and minerals as well, and they are already have liquid, so you don't have to soak them overnight to cook them. They are pretty much ready to eat, and this is why those guys on my number 1 list. They're really versatile in terms of the recipes you can use them for, guys, and if you have to, you can just eat them by themselves. The options, okay, and the varieties of that on the market is absolutely huge, so you can make your own choice. But for example, guys, we're talking about nutritional value and why are they number 1 on my list for the preppers, okay? So we're talking about, guys, for example, this is per 100 grams value, and these ones are from Lidl. So chickpeas from Lidl, we've got 16.5 grams of carbohydrates, 5.1 grams of fiber, 6.7 grams of protein. They've got a little bit of salt and a little bit of fat. So this is kind of a packs a punch for a little tin of your fiber intake. So this is why, guys, this is why they're on the top list. So we're now moving on to, which might be a surprise to some, but tin tomatoes. I absolutely love tin tomatoes, and yes, of course, we can buy the tin passata, we can buy sun-dried tomatoes. However, tin tomatoes are my number 2 option. I absolutely love them. You can make so much with them, guys, and the beauty of the tin tomatoes as well, that they offer you some minerals, vitamins and antioxidants, and I think for the prepping pantry this is absolutely must have. Next thing, okay, this has been no surprise to many, but we're talking about the tinned fish. I have here sardines, I have tuna, and I have tinned salmon, okay? And the reason I chose this over the meat, because a lot of the meats that we buy, we're talking about the tin meats, have a lot of preservatives and a lot of things we might not want to include in our diet when the things are a little bit tougher. Absolutely protein, they have protein, but they are a lot of them are quite processed. So fish in this instance will take a priority purely because of a lot of fatty acids, and there's not as processed as some meats in the tin. So out of the 3 here, I've got the sardines, salmon and tuna. If I have to make the priority in how they go in nutritional value, sardines number 1, salmon number 2, and tuna number 3. Again, you might not like fish, however, guys, it is, I think, is an absolute staple for the preparedness and will offer you a great deal, but not a lot is about. So, next one is a bonus one, guys. Might be surprised, okay? It's tinned potatoes. Yep, absolutely. I have a lot of them in my pantry. I do have potato flakes, which is, I think, also an absolute must for the pantry. However, we're talking about tins, and I believe tinned potatoes are a really good thing to have in your pantry. To be fair, as we know, the potatoes are really versatile. Okay, they already have a liquid inside, so all you have to do, warm them up. You don't even have to do this. You can just eat them as they are if you have to. However, we're talking about nutritional value, hence those tins in front of me. So if we compare the nutritional value of a potato, and it's kind of somewhat surprising, but we're talking about carbohydrates, okay? So per 100 gram serving, this still offers you 13 grams up against the chickpeas, which were like 16 and a half. So it's not really that far out in terms of carbs, and we're talking about things to fill our bellies, okay? So we've got 13 grams of carbs, we've got 1.5 grams of fiber, and we have 1.4 grams of protein. This is per 100 grams. Some brands will be different, however, on par, they will be all thereabouts the same. And I do think, guys, they've deserved at least to be number 4 in my top list. So we're now moving on into my bottom 4. And again, guys, to stress to you, I'm not saying do not stock those. I'm just saying they are the bottom of my list in terms of nutritional value, okay? Nutritional value only. So we go with number 1, and they are the spaghetti hoops, spaghetti, normal spaghetti, ravioli in the cream sauce, all of those sort of things, okay? I have a lot of them in my pantry. Yes, I do, absolutely, guys. They're ready-to-eat pasta, if you can call it that. It's probably be quite offensive to an Italian if I say this is actually pasta, because it's not. So, yes, guys, they taste somewhat a little bit bland, okay? The spaghetti and the hoops, they are very... you've tried them, you know, I'm pretty sure you know what I mean, but they don't really resemble a pasta texture whatsoever. However, they just give you a little bit of starch and very little nutritional value. So if we're talking about here, apart from the carbs, you've got a little bit of fiber, got a little bit of protein, but generally this is not something I would want to have in my pantry if I only had a limited space, okay? Purely because it literally offers you no minerals, no vitamins, nothing whatsoever. So again, we're talking about times, guys, we're preparing, for example, to the really tough economic situation, guys. If you can't get fruits or vegetables, things like this, you know, whatever you guys preparing for, generally the whole thing that having food is great and the food that fills your belly is great. However, it is super, super important to make sure that the food you actually have offers you the value, nutritional value that your body requires, okay? So that's why they are on my bottom 4. Next thing, okay, let's go with tinned fruit. Again, I have tinned fruit in my pantry. I do not have a huge amount because they offer you, apart from a little bit of fiber, okay, and a lot of sugar, they offer you nothing, okay, absolutely nothing. The alternative to that, guys, if you were to can it yourself, okay, you'll have less sugar, so you know exactly what you put in it, and you can make it a little bit more palatable, but at the same time, a little bit better for your health. I totally understand, okay, you cannot replace it. It is what it is. It's got liquid as a juice, you can drink it. However, as per the nutritional and vitamin value, it offers very little. So, alternative to that, this is why they're in my bottom 4, it's because we can dehydrate our own fruit, which will offer you and may keep 90% of all the nutritional value. I would rather have my cupboard stocked with the dehydrated fruits rather than having them in a tin. However, I still have them in a tin, but again, we're talking about you guys that only have a selected space and want to make an educated choice of what you should have. So yes, this is on my bottom list. And the same goes to evaporated and condensed milk. I have some of them in my pantry. To be fair, I must say, I really rarely use that. As a prepper, we have dried powdered milk to have an emergency to add it onto your tea or coffee or make milk beverages. However, those guys are available on the market. But again, all they offer you guys is sugar and a liquid, because obviously they're runny, you can drink it, and that's that. There's no really other properly nutritional thing that they can offer you. So if you're comparing, for example, guys, again, like tin of condensed milk and tin of tuna or tin of tomatoes, you know which one you'd rather have, because that tin on your shelf will yield you far more better results for your health than one of those. So that's why that is on my list. Again, do not stock it, just think about it when you make your choices to what you store. Okay, and the bonus item is number 4. It's sliced mushrooms. If you ever had sliced mushrooms in a tin, again, they offer you very little taste, very little flavor, very little of anything. They're just kind of a bit mushy nothingness. Yes, there's a liquid in there, but they've been so heavily processed that they have lost a lot of their nutritional value. That's where we're talking about dehydrating your own mushrooms, okay? Every time I go to the supermarket, if there's a deal on the mushrooms, I will always buy them and I will dehydrate whatever I have if I'm not using that. Because by dehydrating, like I said earlier, we keep 90% of nutritional value in there. Yes, we have to add some water to that, but it only takes a little bit of boiling water to rehydrate those mushrooms. Yes, of course, they're not going to be the same as plump as those guys. However, as per space taken, guys, they will far more overtake my priority on my shelf if I'm lacking a space over the tinned mushrooms. At the same time, even if you're lacking even more space or choose to do this way, you can make this into a powder. Believe this or not, this was about 3 kilos of mushrooms, okay? So you can see, right, they dehydrated to not a lot, and then when you blitz them, again, they go to even less space in the jar. But the positive thing about that, guys, that 1 spoon of that, okay, will yield you a whole handful, not yield you, but it replaces the whole handful of mushrooms if they are to be fresh. So it takes very little space and a really, really good alternative. So I'm hopefully, guys, like this is sort of helps somebody to make your choices if you're starting prepping or limited on space, to make your educated choices what you think you should have or shouldn't have based on the nutritional value. There are so many other options. I know many of you be commenting, there's a meat, there's this and there's that. However, after doing and sort of researching that subject for quite a little bit, this is my choices, what I will have. If I ever have to pick a top 4 tins, that'll be my top 4 tins. And if I ever have to not ever buy the bottom 4, that will be those. So there we are. So hopefully it helps somebody. If it does, don't forget thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye bye.